All right. Well, welcome back for our final interview. And I am so excited to be sitting next to someone who is not only a colleague, but a friend. Jason Rizzo, Group Vice President of Oracle Health and Life Sciences, specific to North America sales. Jason, thank you so much for being here today.
Of course. Thanks for having me, Shauna. We've done this once before. It's a pleasure to be back here with you.
It's always a pleasure to sit down with you, and I always feel like there's never enough time.
This is a true statement, but let's make some time now.
Okay, well, perfect. So, Jason, as you walk around HIMSS, I mean, you've been coming back for years, but what's fundamentally different this year? Like, how does this feel different than maybe even 12 years ago?
Yeah.
Or excuse me, 12 months ago, I should say.
Sure. And the change is rapid, and it's a fantastic way to embark on this conversation, right?
Yeah.
So last year specifically, people were looking for elements in their business where they can infuse change and innovation and doing it in a singular way, right? So last year there was a lot of talk about ambient listening, ambient technology. How does that change care at the point of care, and how does it enable clinicians to actually be more in front and present with their patients? Right. And that AI was a singular effort last year. And now what we're starting to see is that cascade across opportunities throughout patient care, and then also in the life sciences space as well, in their drug development efforts and then post-marketing efforts. So it's a really dynamic place. The change specifically, when we think about things like security, people look at AI and they're saying, well, gosh, I was really concerned about cybersecurity in general, but now I'm looking at cybersecurity specifically to anybody that's going to enter or touch systems in any of our clinical applications across our ecosystem. So the bar has been raised. And the scale of which these companies want to do that is really phenomenal. So
yeah,
about that.
I completely agree with you. And I mean, even just 12 months to be able to see how AI in healthcare is at every single layer, changing every single part of the ecosystem. And that kind of leads me to my next question, because AI really was a hype for a while. We're all very excited,
Right.
very hyped up about it. But it's moved beyond that. It's moved beyond experimentation and really moving into starting to provide outcomes. Can you talk a little bit about that from your view, from your seat as a leader of Oracle Health and Life Sciences?
Yeah, of course. And it's fascinating. I don't want to date myself, but I'm old enough to remember the beginning of cloud.
Yes.
And that hype cycle there, right?
Yeah.
And in that time, people were saying, well, this is really a new form factor. How do I actually bring cloud technology into a historically on-prem ethos for my company, right?
Sure.
And now with AI, what a lot of individuals and organizations are saying is, look, I have a need, and I'm doing it either in a non-automated fashion now, or I'm doing it in a way that requires too much effort and too much time. How can I, last year's conversation, solve this one problem through automation, AI and agentic AI? Now what we're hearing is, how can I do it in an area where I can get a proven value statement and then scale that across my business? It's very, very different conversation than 12 months ago.
Yeah, gosh, that's crazy how fast we have pushed forward. I would say that, and maybe tell me if you agree with me, but not every organization is there yet, but they want to be. So what has to be true inside of an organization for an AI shift to take place?
Sure. Well, there are two parts to that exchange, right? There's the consumption layer in our customer base, right?
Yeah.
And then there's Oracle and our peer group, right? And what are we delivering to the marketplace? So on the customer side, you have a recipient of technology. And a couple of years ago, all of this AI was about development tools where you had to have coding language. But now with natural language processing, it can become ubiquitous across your business. So now what customers are asking is for concrete business problems, smart people that are curious to solve that, and not people that have years and years of coding experience.
Right.
So that one element is one single philosophical change that's immense. Now, on the Oracle side and our peer group, it's a combination of things, right? So first of all, you have to have first-rate AI and agents, right?
Yep.
You have to have the right data to apply those agents to, and then you have to have continuity between product, marketing, sales, and certainly customer success so that the holistic customer journey is effective at every junction.
Absolutely. Well, I want to jump now and talk specifically on life sciences. So let's make that leap. I want to talk about data. Where are health systems getting stuck in using data in a meaningful way?
Yeah, well, it's not just health systems, right? Life sciences companies
Yeah.
and everybody really, even the payer community, are in this situation where we have a business problem we want to solve, but in order to solve that business problem, I need to have great data, right? It's the old adage we said years ago of garbage in, garbage out, right? And now, the last decade or so, we've had this fragmented, sets of data across our industry. And the whole concept is, how can we bring not all of it together, but how can we bring the right data together at the right moment with the right agents to solve discrete business problems?
Yeah. And I mean, putting that to use is a big leap forward. And so when we look at the Oracle Health for life sciences and health, the AI data platform, what is it going to make possible that we weren't able to unlock before?
Oh, so this is one of my favorite topics. So the life sciences AI data platform, if you think about it at its core structure, it's really a unified data estate, right? And so it's leveraging, of course, the vast amounts of healthcare data that we have through the interactions in the EHR with Cerner, right?
Right.
And so now taking that with augmented third-party data, whether that be omics data or any other type of data, and then placing that in an area where we can turn that on for life sciences companies. And turn it on doesn't just mean one thing. It means myriad things, from target validation all the way before clinical trials to the onset of clinical trials and trying to solve what we believe is really the world's largest problem in clinical trials right now, which is patient enrollment, right?
Yes.
Finding the right patients with equity in mind, and then being able to get them into the right clinical trial or the right drug at the point of care. And it's really a statement of, the old adage of right drug, right patient, right time, and maybe even right dose at this point.
Right.
So it's very, very different. And we're seeing areas that are really, really important to life sciences and the life sciences ecosystem, but they're not in just clinical trials. They're not just in post-market and market access or in brand in the areas around brand tracking. It's up and down the continuum where people feel like there are manual areas with better data and agentic applied. We can bring great things to life. And so we're super excited about it.
It's going to change research and accessibility.
It's going to change research, accessibility, but most importantly, it's going to change patient care.
Yes. I mean, and that it always comes back to the patient and that experience. And that gets me to my last question, Jason. You and I, we absolutely agree on one thing. And I think many people, if not every person, would agree on that this is so personal because it's something that we'll all experience. And, we'll all be a patient. We've all loved patients. But when you look at 3 to 5 years from now, why is this a passion project for you to be a part of?
Right. I love that question. And thank you for asking that, because it is personal. It's human in nature. And it's probably the most important missional thing we will do in our lives together, right? We're sitting here at HIMSS in Las Vegas, which couldn't be further from a patient care setting, but it is the reality of what we live with, right? I have a mother-in-law that has late-stage Parkinson's. My wife and I care for her. I'm a patient advocate for a son that's 15 years old that has Crohn's disease.
Yeah.
And I myself will be a patient at some point, right?
Absolutely.
And so if I'm allowed to choose what I can do in this world and what I want my career to be and where I want my impacts to be, this is absolutely the place, right? And being at Oracle, it's convergent in the sense that we're in a place that has this amazing data asset. We're in a place that has great technology and great people. And now we can apply it to the things that we care about the most and that are the most important to us in the world.
Absolutely. I think it comes down to, it's very human. It comes down to, we'll be patients. We love the people who are patients, and we're passionate about what this change is going to make. Change at every layer of the ecosystem. Well, thank you so much, Jason, for joining us. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Big fan of yours.
Of course.
And thank you for your leadership with Oracle Health and Life Sciences.